Hi everyone, welcome to another session. You are watching world's number one crash course to be a cloud expert in hours. My name is Nilesh. Today we will talk about overview of cloud computing and cloud platforms. Okay, let's get started, guys. So, what is cloud computing? So, cloud computing, according to me, is nothing but your cloud computing. The computing resources are delivered over internet whenever you want, and you are paying only for the services you use. That is the model cloud computing normally offers. Okay, but instead of my version, I have taken definitions from two of the leading cloud providers. One is Azure and one is Amazon Web Services. So let's look at it what they are saying. Cloud computing is the delivery of computing services. As I said, servers, examples are like storage, databases, networking. So these are some of them over internet. And they also say that you typically pay only for cloud services you use, right? That is what Azure says. If you look at it, what Amazon is saying, they are also saying the same thing. Cloud computing is the on-demand delivery of computing power, database storage, applications, etc. via internet with pay-as-you-go pricing. That's it, nothing more. Okay. Now, look at what are the benefits of cloud computing. Okay. So, cloud computing mainly, if you look at it, the first thing is cost. So traditionally, when you wanted to build your servers or data centers, you need to set up your own hardware and software, as well as you need to supply 24/7 electricity and cooling technologies, right? Also, you need to have expert people who need to manage that infrastructure. With the cloud computing, what you are doing is you are avoiding completely these parts. So your capital investment is avoided. Whenever you want, you can actually get your computing resources from a cloud provider, right? So the upfront cost is eliminated and the managing cost also eliminated. Now, what is speed? Speed is nothing but all cloud providers provide their cloud services on a self service and on demand delivery model, right? So if you want a cloud service, it can be provisioned within minutes, not even days or months to get it provisioned, right? In minutes you can get that. So it makes sense for the business leaders or decision makers for their capacity planning and everything. That flexibility is available, right? Now, global scale. Global scale is nothing but we are talking about the computing services are available through cloud computing platforms, right? But does it scale whenever I wanted, or does it? That means can we scale in or scale out? Scale out means whenever I need a large amount of computing power, can I actually get that power, right? And whenever I don't want, can I shrink it back also? So this is possible with cloud computing. Now, productivity is nothing but with cost, with speed, with global scale. We already talked about. We are eliminating the upfront cost as well as the managing resources cost. So, and you are not your IT team is not sitting and maintaining that infrastructure, right? So they can actually use their time for better business goals. That is the productivity happens. Now, performance. Performance is nothing but if you look at it, all the cloud computing providers run on multiple data centers across the world with high power, high power in the sense high computing power technologies that are very latest and with very good network speed and everything. They're always maintaining that. But if you are maintaining your own data center, after some time the technology will get old, as well as your speed, as everything, network latency, everything will be diminished, right? So basically, performance means with cloud computing, you always getting the latest technology in computing power as well as the great network speed. Then security. Security is nothing but all cloud providers provide a set of security policies and tools so that your applications can be what will say protected, like data can be protected, customer any personal details can be protected, these and more identity management can be done. These are already provided, so you just need to leverage and use it, right? Now, what are the characteristics we look at it in a cloud? So when we say cloud computing, these are the some of the characteristics it should satisfy. It should be on demand, it should be scalable, it should be multi-tenant, it should be self-service, it should be reliable, and it should be a utility-based subscription. We already talked about on demand. On demand is nothing but what? If I want a 10 GB database now, I want it now in minutes, not a day, sir, or not in days or months, right? So that on-demand capability should be there. Scalable means what? Currently I am using a 10 GB database. Tomorrow I want 100 GB database. That should be in a configurable or automatic way. I should be able to scale out to that level by the cloud computing resources. Otherwise there is no use, right? If somebody is taking time to scale out, then there is no use. So that scalability should be there. Then multi-tenant. Multi-tenant is nothing but our services should be able to cater multiple customers, right? We are not nowadays not targeting only for one customer. So that multi-tenancy should be available for the services. Self-service is in the sense, instead of guidance from somebody or somebody helping us to do the things, we should be able to do ourselves provision and use it. Now reliability. Reliability is nothing but it is very important in any, regardless of it is cloud computing or your own application, right? So basically your application should be almost 100% all time available. Otherwise your customers will leave to other business providers, right? So reliability is very important. Then utility based subscription. We told that if I pay for something, I should be able to use it for till the time that money elapses, right? So that kind of model should be available. Now, what are the different kinds of cloud computing? Cloud computing mainly consists of public cloud, private cloud, and hybrid cloud. So public cloud is nothing but, if you see all the infrastructure or the services are managed by the third-party vendors, something like Microsoft Azure or Amazon, right? Amazon Web Services. Private cloud is nothing but all the computing resources are specific to one organization, and it is either it can be in on-premise on-site setup for that company, or they normally outsource to some third-party vendors. They will manage in a private network these all resources for a particular organization. Now another thing is hybrid cloud. So hybrid cloud is nothing but, because already people might have invested in their private infrastructure, right? So you wanted to leverage their already existing infrastructure investment as well as the public cloud offerings from different vendors. So you can mix both and leverage it. So as there are technologies available, right? So then most of the current enterprise organizations are going with the hybrid model. Okay. Now, what are the different kinds of cloud services? It is mainly classified into three only, okay? Infrastructure as service, platform as service, software as service. I'll talk about it in the next slide. So you look at it, this diagram, okay? So in the left hand side, on premises, everything is green boxes. That means applications, data, runtime, service, storage, everything is managed by yourself. Yourself means your company or somebody from your company, right? That is painful, because if you see the other offerings, infrastructure as service, just look at it. OS virtualization service, these grayed out parts are managed by vendor. You are not worried about that. You are just worried about your remaining but applications, data, runtime, middleware, these all things, right? This is a good model in case of you wanted to have a near-term solution. So something we call it in IT world a lift and shift, right? You are not breaking anything, but your application wanted to put it in move into cloud and leverage some of the other features from the cloud. So in that mode, people opt for a virtual machine, then provision that and move your application to that. Or even the virtual networks are kind of an infrastructure as service model only, because you can set up your own entire data center using this cloud providers also. Okay. Now, platform as service model, if you see, grayed out models are more. You are only worried about your application and your data. That means you have a lot of time to do your business goal, right? Yeah, that way. Now, software as service is some examples like your Outlook or your Gmail or Yahoo or your CRM applications. If you see some of the examples, yeah, Salesforce or Microsoft Dynamics, what they do is the software itself is coming as a service. So you log into a browser or somewhere, then you are using your functionality, then you log out, and it is available till the time your money, whatever the money you buy that subscription, right? So entirely everything is managed by somebody. That is what software as service. Now you may ask which are the well-known cloud platforms. So there are so many, but the leading ones I have depicted here. One is Microsoft Azure, then Amazon Web Services, then Google Cloud, Alibaba Cloud, IBM Cloud. Then there are so many, VMware. There are so many is there. Okay. Thank you guys. This is just the basics. Now in the next videos I will cover specifically into Azure Cloud. How do you use the Azure Cloud? How do you get a subscription? Then each one of the service we will take, like Cosmos DB or Azure Storage or Azure SQL or Azure Web App. One by one we will cover. Okay, and keep subscribing. Thank you for watching. Thank you very much, guys.